This video is telling you how to use bulk insert in AppWizard to import a file, CSV file or comma delimited file into AppWizard. So the first thing that you need to realize is that there's 3 steps in the process. Step 1, you need to upload the file. Before you can actually bulk insert it into the database, you need to upload the file. So you use the normal upload procedure to upload your file, CSV or text file onto the server. Note where you save it. If it's an application that's going to upload it, it's usually nice to just use the user ID on it as part of the file name so that you know which user actually has it. So if 2 users are busy uploading on the same time, they don't overwrite each other's files. So in your file name, you just specify the user ID and you save. The second step is then in your stored procedure to do a bulk insert. So that will take the data from that file, insert it into a temp table, and then the third step in your same stored procedure, you will then pass the data. So you'll basically take the data apart out of your temp table. So let's say, for instance, in another video you'll see how to upload the file. So you're okay, the file is not on the server. We need to create a stored procedure that's going to do a bulk insert. Now, for a bulk insert, the instruction looks as follows. So bulk insert the table name that you want to insert it into. In this case, it will be our temp table. From, and in the from you specify the file name, and then with, and this is where the whole thing comes in. You put a row terminator is OXOA. Okay, and a bracket. Okay, so what this instruction does, it says bulk insert into that table for me from that file name with row terminator equals OXOA. So OXOA is the hexadecimal for an enter, but without the carriage return. The reason for that is sometimes a CSV file has a carriage return and a line feed, and sometimes a CSV file or text file only has a carriage return. So this will allow for both of it. In my file itself, I can remove, when I pass it over there, I can actually remove the line feed if it's there, but if I don't put this in and the file only has a carriage return and not a carriage return and a line feed, it's going to give me everything in one line. It's not going to actually give it to me row by row. So what this instruction will do is it will grab that file and use that as a row terminator, and every line will then be in a single field within my table. So my table will then contain one line for each row in my field. So when I create my table, I will do a create table hash, let's call it hash import, that's an M, text varchar max, and that's it. So that's what my import file looks like. So when I do that, bring it in there. Do not have more than one field in there. If you have more than one field, this will fail because it won't know to which field to put it. So just like that, and it'll import one line. One line in your file will be one record in your database. After this, to make things a little bit easier, you can alter your table. Import and add an identity field. Sequence number int identity 1,1. Don't make a primary key. Okay, so I can add a sequence number field in. SQL will be clever enough to add the sequence number in the same sequence that the text lines were actually imported into the file, so it won't screw it up. So as you add the sequence number, it will make sure that the first line is number 1, second line is number 2, third line is number 3. The reason you want to do that is if your CSV file has a header row, you want to eliminate it. You don't necessarily want to use that header row as part of your data. So you want to eliminate the first row or the first two rows, if it's more than one, out of your data before you actually do your import. And that is the reason why you want your sequence number in there. So that will basically, so you can, after this, you can say delete it where the sequence number is 1. That means it'll take the header row out before you pass it. And then thereafter you use your substring and your char index and all those type of functions, or left and right, to basically break it up into pieces, because you'll know in every row in that text you'll have value, comma, value, comma, value, and you know the first one up until the comma is your first value, the second value, and so on. So you'll basically take it apart with your parsing to put those values into the correct fields. And then you can do that in one single select to basically take it all at once, from that to insert it into your other table. Now, in AppWizard we do have the CSV import function. The CSV import function works well, but it is not optimal. In bulk insert fashion, you do the entire file at once. The bulk insert there draws the file in at one time, and your update with your parsing does it all at once, one batch, so it's a very quick process. If you do not have access to bulk insert, for bulk insert you need administrative access on your SQL server. If you do not have the bulk insert access, you can still use the CSV import function in AppWizard, but it's not optimal because it calls a stored procedure for every single row instead of doing it all in a single batch. So it's not that fast, it's not that optimal, but it is a last resort should you be stuck with the bulk insert. And that is basically how to use the bulk insert.